welcome to a new Star Wars review. I'm still not out of the woods yet, but I decided that, sod it, I will do a review for you guys, because you've been very patient with me. I'm going to be reviewing a figure from the Clone Wars series of line of figures. This is from Wave 5, from the 2010 line. Probably one of the most hotly anticipated waves, and this figure is probably the most hotly anticipated figure of this wave. He's probably certainly one of the most discussed, and that is something I'll tell you in a minute. You probably know because you're looking at the title. Damn. Right. Well, obviously, as you know, that is going to be Embo. But before I get on to the review, I'd just like to shout out to a few people. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Felix, aka on the shipyards as Trooper Felks, also known on YouTube as Felks, I think US 22 or 22 US, one or the other, and also AZ Marine Sniper on YouTube, also known as Clone Sniper 78 on the yards, I believe Tom. If I'm wrong, you have my permission to give me a slap around the head. And also I'd like to give a quick shout out to a friend of mine, Commander Kurgan, who's both on the yards and on YouTube. His son Sean has just had a small amount of minor surgery. I'd just like to say get well soon, okay, and I hope you enjoy this review, and I understand you're terrorising your sister, so keep it up, and I'll speak to your dad soon. Anyway, on to the review, and as I said, it's Embo, this guy here. This is the standard blue-black packaging affair. Comes with the Galactic Battle game, which to all intents and purposes is basically Top Trumps, but with a dice. There are some small differences. These stands have individual notches cut out of them. I'll give you an example. Here's Embo's stats card. As you can see, there are some extra bits across the top. And as you can see, this stand has cutouts. If you load the card into the stand like so, it will highlight certain features that he gets a bonus on. Now obviously the trick is that if you think, oh, well, actually he's a bit what I could do with him being stronger than others, look for stands that have different cutouts, so he gets the extra features. But as I said, it comes with a stand, which is nice. We're seeing a bit more value for our money, seeing as Hasbro keep hiking the price. But like I said, there's Embo's cards, nice artwork on it. They also come with a die, which is like luck, force ability. And the ironic thing as well is, I believe, I may be wrong, but in the States, luck, I've seen their cards, and I swear to God, it says chance. So that's an interesting difference. Anyway, here's the packaging. Nice, good shot of Embo there on the front. As we know, we see Embo in the Series 2 episode Bounty Hunters, where he teams up with Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka, I believe. Actually, is that Ahsoka? I can't remember. And they sort of see off Pirate Hondo and his pirate gangs who are trying to raid a Felucian farm. And it's very much an ode to Akira Kurosawa for the film The Seven Samurai, which is what George Lucas basically based Star Wars on. And like I said, he also appears briefly in Sphere of Influence, his Season 3 episode, with the George Lucas-alike Baron Papanoida at Jabba's palace. And now we know this episode is post-Trespass, but where it falls in the timeline, I don't know. But the interesting thing is, that is also the episode we get to see this guy, the Nikto Guard. You see him standing in the doorway as Baron Papanoida walks through. Anyway, on to Embo. Comes with a whole host of accessories. Nice pictures on the back. He is also part of the wave that includes Shakti, Boba Fett, and a Mandalorian warrior. Also R4P17, which I picked up from Tungori, so I don't have any packaging. He's actually a repaint of R3S6, not R2D2, because he has the different legs. You can see there. I will read to you from the back of the packaging. Embo is a bounty hunter hired to protect Felucian farmers from pirates. Working with 3 other bounty hunters, Embo guards a village's valuable spice crop, but his small group is outnumbered by the pirate gang and reluctantly accepts the help of the Jedi who arrive in the village after their ship crashes on Felucia. And like I said, there's a nice shot of Embo there. Okay, onto the figure. Well, the figure is utterly superb. There's a couple of minor gripes. There he is with his bowcaster. This is a bit loose, which is a bit annoying because it won't stay up. But they actually fold. So if I take the bowcaster out of his hands for a minute, I can show you a better show of the figure. Very nicely casted. It's not really soppy, the stupid light plastic, as it were. You know, so it's floppy as anything. Unlike the Nikto Guard's rifle, which is ridiculously soft. He comes with a removable hat, which you know he uses like a weapon in the shield. Its plastic's a little bit rubbery. The facial sculpt on him is excellent, and he has a ball jointed head, although with a high collar he doesn't have that much range of movement. Ball jointed shoulders, elbows, swivel wrists, swivel waist, swivel hips, ball jointed knees and ball jointed ankles. So what we can all breathe a sigh of relief. We were worried that he was going to suffer from the no articulation from the waist down debacle, which they keep doing, which seriously limits the playability. He is, like I said, very well sculpted. He stands really well. His armour is actually removable. You pop the head off and you can take the armour out. He carries 2 throwing knives, which I believe, I'm not 100% certain, but I believe they're actually known as dirks, and they do come out, although they are a bit tight. Excuse me, I don't have a lot of strength in this arm. There we go. I don't know how well you can see that, but they slot into 2 slots on the back of his armour, on his bandolier, as it were. Also, there's a peg hole. His bowcaster folds like so, and has a peg just there, and it will slot into the peg hole on the back of his armour, like thus. Like I said, he pop his head on. Very much like a warrior monk. So he's got that sort of samurai look about him, which I do believe is a nod to the Kurosawa movie that this episode is seriously based on. That's why at the beginning you get the in honour of Akira Kurosawa. Like I said, excellent figure, very good sculpt, probably the standout figure for the wave. But there you go, that is Embo. I hope you enjoyed the review. Until next time, take care, may the force be with you.